try to tame him, but you can't cage what was born to walk alone. In a world addicted to noise, he moves in silence. In an age where everyone wants to be seen, he chooses to disappear. He's not hiding, he's observing. Not detached, just free. They call him Sigma. But it's not a label, it's a frequency. A way of moving through chaos untouched. A man who mastered solitude until solitude became his weapon. After watching this video, you will understand why Sigma males are hard to read and impossible to control. Reason 1. He doesn't need validation. Most men live as mirrors, reflecting whatever earns them approval. But not him. You'll never read a Sigma because he doesn't broadcast his thoughts. He doesn't perform for applause, and he doesn't post his emotions to be praised. The world's addicted to oversharing. Every opinion is currency. Every snapshot a proof of life. But the Sigma remains rich in silence. He knows real confidence doesn't advertise itself. Validation is a leash, and he cut it long ago. He's immune to the dopamine rush that governs crowds. He won't trade quiet for likes, won't sell his values for momentary applause. His self-assurance is elemental, woven into the way he walks through rooms, the timing of his reaction, the pause before he answers. Others are hooked on the next notification. He sharpens his mind in solitude. Reason 2. He sees beyond appearances. While the crowd reacts, he reads. He studies tone, timing, eyes, not just words. Because he senses everyone is performing a version of themselves. He's not fooled by masks, filters, or trends. He's seen manipulation, the endless scroll of envy, comparison, and pride. So he watches from a distance, not out of arrogance, but awareness. Once you've seen the code behind the illusion, you stop dancing to the music of fools. The Sigma is a social observer, picking up on hidden cues, reading intent behind every interaction. He recognizes rehearsed emotions, understands how the digital age projects outside what's hollow inside. He moves through society, tracking patterns, sensing energy, never needing to broadcast his own signal. Unreadable because he isn't sending signals, he's decoding them. Others try to impress, he simply witnesses. Reason 3. He controls his emotions. You can't control a man who controls his emotions. He's felt the full range of darkness, anger, jealousy, grief. But he learned to hold these blades instead of letting them cut him. Many mistake silence for weakness, but silence is mere focus, with discipline. He doesn't explode. He calculates. He doesn't react. He decides. That's why the world fears him. Because a man who doesn't react is a man you can't manipulate. He's disciplined in the heat of chaos. He's faced inner storms and survived every one. Bitterness never gained a foothold. Pain became his instructor instead of his jailer. No guilt-tripping, flattery, or provocation works. He responds thoughtfully, not impulsively. His self-control makes him unbreakable, a fortress against manipulation. Reason 4. He chooses solitude. Solitude isn't punishment, it's training. While others drown in constant connection, endless streams of media, shallow conversations, he sharpens himself in stillness. He's not chasing likes, followers, or approval. He's chasing mastery. The Sigma walks alone because the path of understanding is narrow. You can't hear your own voice when the world is always screaming in your ear. Solitude reveals the truth. Most people aren't lonely because they're alone. They're lonely because they've never met themselves. He returns sharper, more focused, less willing to dilute himself for attention. The world may call him cold or antisocial, but he's simply disciplined. Solitude is the forge where the Sigma shapes his code. Reason 5. He operates by his own code. You can't control a man who doesn't play your game. The Sigma doesn't live by society's script, the template for success, opinions, loyalty. He rewrites the script daily. His code is simple: discipline, integrity, independence. He wakes up before the world for clarity, not applause. Structure sustains him in chaos. He refuses to be changed by trends or digital tribes. His silence is confidence, not compliance. He's loyal to principles, not fashion. And when you operate according to your own code, you become unpredictable and uncontrollable. He does not debate endlessly or chase clout online. Wisdom, to him, is quiet, observed, refined, practiced in private. The world rewards obedience, but only respects independence. His foundation is self-built and invulnerable. Reason 6. He transforms pain into power. Every Sigma has walked through fire. He's been betrayed, misunderstood, underestimated. Known isolation and the sting of being an outcast. But instead of breaking, he built. Every wound became armor. Every failure, instruction. Every heartbreak, a sharpening stone. Pain gave him structure. Loss gave him vision. Loneliness gave him purpose. Strength isn't born in sunlight. It's born in the dark, in nights spent alone, where everything breaks and he chooses to rebuild. He rebuilt quietly, privately, tempered into someone who no longer flinches. Forged patience from pain, clarity from loss, and strategy from suffering. The Sigma doesn't flinch. He's unreadable because he's already made peace with the unseen battles, transformed every weakness into discipline. Reason 7. He values freedom. Above everything, freedom isn't comfort. Freedom is control of your time, your mind, your emotions. He walks alone, not from hatred, but from refusal to be owned. He knows the cost of the herd, losing your voice, your purpose, your edge. A Sigma sells peace for nothing, never barters approval for authenticity. He built his life on minimal dependence, maximum control, learned to love simplicity, a quiet room, a disciplined routine. He defines success as sovereignty. He values time above attention, peace above applause. He cannot be bribed, broken, or bought. Nobody owns him. Nobody will. The trial, the weight of walking alone. Protect your time. Seek truth over comfort. Remain unreadable, for mystery is power, restraint is freedom, solitude is strength. The world pulls for him to react, speak, perform. He resists, not out of arrogance, but out of mastery. The final truth. The solitude once feared becomes the foundation of all his strength. He realizes the storms, opinions, and darkness he ignored shaped a man unmovable by chaos. He didn't walk away from the world. He walked toward himself. So walk alone, not to escape the world, but to master it. Be unreadable, because the loudest truths are whispered in silence. When asked who he is, he says nothing, just smiles and keeps walking. And when they try to read you, let them guess. Gentlemen, now you understand why Sigma males are hard to read and impossible to control. Because a Sigma doesn't follow trends, he sets his own rhythm. He doesn't beg to be seen. He chooses to be remembered. He doesn't need noise to prove power. His silence does that for him. So take this with you. You don't have to shout to be powerful. You don't have to be understood to be great. You don't need their validation to be free. Walk alone, not to escape the world, but to own it